All right, so you've probably heard the terms keto and intermittent fasting thrown around a lot. It can all seem pretty complicated, right? Well, today we're going to cut through all the noise. We're breaking down exactly what this approach is all about, and trust me, it's way simpler than you think. Let's get right into it.
So let's start with a question I'm sure a lot of you have asked yourselves. Why is it that some weight, especially that fat right around your middle, just refuses to budge, no matter what you try? It's so frustrating. But what if I told you it might have nothing to do with your willpower?
And here's the thing. The answer might come down to just one single hormone, insulin. See, when you have too much insulin floating around in your body, it basically locks your fat cells shut. It makes it physically impossible to burn fat for fuel. And the crazy part? This isn't something doctors usually even test for. They look at blood sugar, but often miss the hormone that's causing the problem in the first place. So how would you even know if high insulin is an issue for you? Well, just look at this list. Do any of these sound familiar? That's stubborn belly fat, getting sleepy right after you eat, brain fog, or feeling irritable for no reason. And oh, the big ones, constantly craving carbs and feeling hungry between meals. These aren't separate problems. They're often a big cluster of signs, all pointing back to that one root cause.
This brings us to a really fundamental shift in how we think about all this. The idea here is you don't lose weight to get healthy. That's backwards. You have to focus on getting healthy first, and when you do that, the weight loss just kind of happens as a natural side effect. It's about fixing the underlying problem, not just chasing a number on the scale.
So how do you get healthy? Well, the first pillar is getting into a state called ketosis. And don't let the sciencey name scare you. All it means is your body switches its primary fuel. Instead of constantly needing sugar and carbs, it learns to burn its own stored body fat for energy. And that fat gets turned into these amazing little molecules called ketones. Honestly, it's like upgrading your body's engine to run on a super clean premium fuel.
Okay, pillar number 2 is intermittent fasting, or IF. Now, it's so important to get this. IF is not a diet. It's not about starving yourself or counting every calorie. It's simply a pattern of when you eat and when you don't. The whole goal is to just eat less often. Because remember, every single time you eat, no matter what it is, you trigger that fat-storing hormone, insulin.
And this is where it all clicks into place. You've got healthy keto, helping you reduce the carbs that spike insulin, and you've got intermittent fasting, helping you eat less frequently, which also lowers insulin. It's the perfect 1-2 punch. Both strategies are working together, hitting the exact same target, getting that excess insulin down.
And you know what? Getting started is actually super simple. You don't have to do anything crazy. You just start with 3 meals a day. But here's the golden rule. Absolutely no snacks in between. That's it. Once your body gets used to that, moving to just 2 meals a day feels completely natural and easy.
Okay, I know. The second you hear the word keto, your mind probably jumps to complicated spreadsheets, macro calculators, and weighing all your food. It just seems like a huge, confusing hassle.
But I want you to forget all of that. Just forget it. It's so much simpler. Just picture your plate. Fill half of it, a full 50%, with vegetables and salad. Then a quarter of the plate is your protein, and the last quarter is for healthy fats. That's the blueprint. It's that easy. No math, no calculators, just a simple visual.
Now we get to the big one, the number one fear that everyone has when they hear eat less frequently. It's that immediate question, right? But won't I be hungry? Won't I be starving all the time? It's a totally fair question.
And the answer to this is what makes the whole thing work. See, once your body gets good at burning its own fat for fuel, that constant nagging hunger just vanishes. Why? Because you're no longer dependent on your next meal for energy. You have this huge, steady supply of fuel right on your body. The cravings disappear, and you finally feel in control.
Okay, what about the next big concern? If I'm not eating as often, isn't my body just going to start burning up all my muscle for energy? Another really common and valid worry.
But our bodies are way smarter than we give them credit for. It turns out that when you do intermittent fasting, your body dramatically ramps up its production of things like growth hormone. And one of that hormone's main jobs is to preserve your muscle tissue. Your body knows what's valuable. It wants to burn the stored fat, not your functional muscle. It's pretty incredible.
You know, it's so important to remember that this whole thing is about so much more than just a number on a scale. Yes, the weight loss is an amazing benefit, but it's really just a side effect of getting healthy. The real payoff? Less inflammation, feeling mentally sharp and focused, a better mood, no more cravings, and just steady, high energy all day long. You just feel better. So I'll just leave you with this one last thought to chew on.
What if we reframe this whole thing? What if the goal isn't just to lose 10, 20, or 50 pounds, but to finally truly regain control over your own health for good?